Brandon's parents were celebrating their anniversary by going out of town for the night. Brandon had the task of watching over his two younger brothers, Andy and Bobby. Their parents' rules were simple. The boys could have one friend each over, no girls, and don't answer the door for anyone. Brandon's friend Seth was the first to show up. The two figured the boys could pass the night with a video game tournament. While they waited for the others, Brandon put frozen pizzas in the oven. When the other two showed up, they all agreed on a video game and started the tournament. The boys were so focused on playing that Brandon forgot about the oven. He threw his controller and leaped over the couch, running into the kitchen. The boys surrounded the table as Brandon pulled the charcoaled pizzas from the oven. Brandon hung his head at his stupidity. Now they didn't have anything to eat. As Seth walked over to open the window, Brandon remembered his mom left some money in case of an emergency, and feeding 6 teenagers is an emergency. Brandon called up a pizza joint and placed an order, being told it would be about 40 minutes. The boys each grabbed a drink and continued with the tournament. After 30 minutes, Seth took a break to use the bathroom. To get to the bathroom, he had to pass through the kitchen, which still smelled of burnt pizza. On his way back to the couch, Seth yelled that the pizzas were cooled and that he was going to throw them in the trash bin. Brandon came to help unlock the bin. He had some issues with critters digging through the bags and leaving a mess, so his dad had placed a lock. As Seth and Brandon were standing outside talking, they heard a scream coming from inside. They bolted through the kitchen to see Bobby holding a bat. Andy explained that when he pulled back the window curtain to see if the pizza was there, a guy was looking at them. Brandon told the boys to stay inside as he and Seth each grabbed a bat. When they ran out of the front door, Brandon went right and Seth went left. They ran around the house, meeting in the back but not seeing anyone. They circled back around the house, this time actually checking behind the brush. As they were about to walk inside, the pizza man showed up. The pizza man jokingly asked if the bats were for him because he didn't think the pizzas were worth that much force. Brandon laughed and apologized, explaining about the guy at the window. The pizza man asked if they wanted his help looking around, but Brandon declined, saying they had already looked. Brandon paid the man and he left. Brandon made everyone eat in the kitchen because he knew his mom would be pissed if they made a mess on the couch. As they sat around eating and talking about the game, the guy at the window would occasionally come into their conversation. Brandon and Seth tried to play it off as someone who probably thought no one was home so he could break in. They both knew there were some creeps out there, but neither of them wanted the boys to think of that. As Andy was placing his plate in the sink, he heard a voice from the window. "I know you boys are all alone." The voice was low, but everyone heard it. Brandon dashed out the door as Seth followed with a bat. It was a max of 5 seconds from the time Brandon heard the voice till he was outside, but there was no one. It started to sprinkle as Brandon and Seth made their way around the house again, this time taking it slow, but yet they couldn't find anyone. It was getting late, so Brandon said they should call it a night. He walked around the entire house, making sure every window and every door was locked. Brandon said everyone could stay in his room since his was technically the biggest. His dad had converted the basement into part man cave and part bedroom for Brandon. There was a couch, pool table, and a walled-off portion where Brandon had his bed. There were small windows at the top part of the wall that they covered with paper. The boys played pool for about an hour until they fell asleep. When Brandon woke up, it was still raining, but he wanted to check outside, doubting the guy would be there. As Brandon made his way around the house, starting in the front with bat in hand, he saw footprints near every window. He knew now the guy had no intention of robbing them. When Brandon reached the back porch, near the window where they last heard him, he saw wet footprints on the cement porch. They were newly wet, meaning the guy had just been there.